my beautiful friends, and welcome to all of the new viewers. My name is Odessa. I'm the Mystic Intuitive Healer, and I deliver messages through the cards that help you to awaken, heal, align, and grow. So in today's reading, I'm going to be focusing on the no contact situation that you found yourself in, and I'm going to be revealing how the other person is thinking and feeling about you and the situation. So you have 3 piles to select from. Pile number 1 has the red cardinal, the black tourmaline crystal, and the rune Tiwaz. Pile number 2 has the red candle, the sticker with the smiling mushrooms, and the rune Birkenau. Then pile number 3 has the red butterfly, and there's a couple of charms, a heart, a crescent moon with a star, and the rune Othala. So I'm going to give you a moment to meditate, select your pile, and I will see you in a minute at your reading. Hi, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So in today's reading, I'm focusing on the no contact situation that you have found yourself in, and I'm going to be revealing to you what the other person is thinking and feeling about you. Now, to begin with, I'm going to be talking about the items that you selected. These are giving me insight into who this person is, either how you see them or how they see themselves. So to begin with, the cardinal. This is a strong spiritual symbol. It's connected to a high level of authority and wisdom. So this person might be very successful. They might be someone that people go to for answers, or they want people to see them that way. They are a symbol of hope or renewal. They might want people to feel like they are the answer to their prayers, or they want people to feel like they can be relied on. The cardinal is also a strong symbol connected to love and devotion, or even renewal. So this is a person that might have come into your life when there was a lot of change. You might have gone through a major loss, like there was a breakup, and all of a sudden this person comes into your life and it was really unexpected. You weren't prepared necessarily, and they brought new life into your day-to-day, and they brought more love, and they felt very devoted to you, or you had a strong connection with them. There might even be a connection to family, because the cardinal can be a symbol that our loved ones are near us. So you might be related to this person, or they might know your family in some way, or they're connected to your past. So maybe you grew up in the same neighborhood or the same town, or you went to the same college. There could be something that's very unique about them. Cardinals really stand out. They might be very fashionable, or they have a unique job, or they have a beautiful voice, or they're very musical. They might have red hair. Let's put the cardinal aside and talk about the crystal, the black tourmaline. So this is a protective crystal. It's known for its connection to the root chakra, so earthy and grounded energy. It's also known to remove low vibrational destructive energy from our lives. It can protect us from people or things that might want to do us harm. This is a crystal that could also be talking about there being avoidance. So you might have felt like you needed to protect yourself from this person, and you needed to sort of like have healthy boundaries with them, or you needed to withdraw from them. They might have unexpectedly ghosted you or walked away. The energy of the cardinal, there's more messages coming forward about this. The red could be connected to fire. So they might have strong fire placements, Leo, Aries, or Sag, but the fire energy could also be talking about their temper. They might have lost their temper really easily. They had poor emotion regulation. They might be very passionate and creative. There might have been a strong sensual chemistry between the two of you, or you might have been like oil and water. This particular rune is called Tiwaz, and it's come in reverse. Now, this is also symbolic of fire energy because it's connected to the sun. So strong Leo coming forward again. And in the reverse, it talks about being passive, there being a lack of motivation, being a weak leader, being lacking in assertion, being selfish, or being motivated by fear. So with the three symbols together, there's this sense of there being deception. So who this person said they were or who they would like to be is very different than how they actually show up. And it might have taken some time for you to really see both sides. I feel like this person might have a tendency to come in really hot and heavy, and then without any warning, they withdraw. They might be hot or cold, and they might have had a lot of short-lived relationships in their past. They might have a lot of people that have questions about what went wrong, and they might have changed things up quite a bit. Like they've moved from job to job, or they have a new group of friends every 4 or 5 years, or they're no longer in contact with some of their family members, or they only have bad things to say about their ex-wife. There's this sense of there always being a reason, some like wrong that's been committed. And I think there's been a distortion of the truth, but you're just starting to see that now. Now, these cards are going to tell us more about what was taking place the last time you were in regular contact with this person. So the first card is the diviner, and there's the fire symbol here. Divine timing, evaluation. So there might have been some plans that the two of you were making. You might have been starting to like plan for the future, or it could have been just the beginning of a relationship. You were just starting to plant the seeds, just starting to evaluate what the future might hold for the two of you. The storyteller. Okay, interesting. And the water symbol here. So water symbols are Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. And the storyteller says viewpoints and control. So again, there's this sense of like manipulation. Like you might have already started to question what they were telling you. This feels like future faking to me. Like they're telling you one thing, but you are like the energy that you're getting from them is like sending up red flags for you. Like, can I trust what this person is really telling me? There's this sense of there being a power struggle, that this person might have been trying to figure you out, because like to divine means to use spiritual tools to try and get answers about someone. So they might have been trying to like ask you certain questions or talk to other people behind your back to find out more about you. They might have sort of kept certain things secret from you as well. They didn't want you to know everything about them, because if you knew everything about them, then you would have like information that might make them look bad. Like they like to be in control. Let's get more. Okay, the Four of Wands, which talks about a solid foundation. looking towards the future, having something to celebrate, possibly even a marriage. But we've got Aries here on the card, which again, going back to the fire signs, and then we've also got Venus. So there's like this fiery passion that like just is not helping to build this solid foundation. And then we've got this burning sun here. The Ace of Pentacles. This, for most of you, is a relationship that was just starting to get off of the ground and they ghosted you. Or for some of you, they're trying to make you feel bad. Like you've said something innocent, you've asked them a question, and they're trying to turn the tables on you and make you feel guilty. An example is you're asking them what they're up to this weekend, and they don't want to tell you because maybe they're going out on a date with somebody else. Maybe they're going to see their ex. Maybe they just want to keep you off balance. And they're turning on you and saying, well, why do you need to know where I am all the time? You know, why are you so suspicious? You know, I don't like to be controlled. Like you have, you know, issues with like needing to have too much control in the relationship, or you're being needy. There's a sense of them like twisting things. And I think that you right now might be questioning like, am I being needy? Am I being controlling? From what I can see, this is manipulation. That it's not true. It's like actually I would say that it's coercive control, even emotionally abusive behavior. But it's still at the beginning stages. So I can see why it would be confusing to you. Yes, okay, here's the confirmation. With the God of Air, also known as the King of Swords, in reverse. So a lot of manipulation and playing, like they test things out, like they're saying certain things to you just to see what your reaction will be. I would say that this person overall is likely not in a place right now where they're going to be able to give you any of the things that they've promised. And we're going to get some more cards to see what they're really thinking. But at this particular point in time, this would be a situation, if it continued, that I think would really drain you. Okay, let's get some cards and find out what they're thinking. What is pile number one's person thinking about them and the situation? Okay. So, it's difficult for me to process my emotions. I am not available right now. Yeah, you're likely not able to get an answer from this person. They're probably completely ghosting you right now, or they're just completely avoiding you. Like they might say, you know, I don't want to talk to you right now. But without giving you any real insight into what went wrong. And I do think that this person has a really hard time processing their own emotions. Like they get triggered really, really easily. It goes from 0 to 100. And they might see that as totally normal. Like they might project a lot onto you. Like you're the problem because you made me feel bad. And it's like, well, you know, like you can't expect the world to constantly be focused on your triggers. Like you have to build up your tolerance to things and, you know, people that make you uncomfortable. Like they likely are able to keep their cool at work. So to a certain degree, they're taking advantage of the fact that you have some feelings for them to be able to behave this way. I'm going through a roller coaster of emotions. I won't admit it, just like I said. Yeah, like they're feeling things deeply. Now, for some of you, this person really does like you and they don't know how to handle that. It makes them feel vulnerable. It makes them feel like they're going to lose control. Maybe they came from a home life where they weren't really safe with their their parents, like their parents made them feel bad, or if they cried or showed any kind of vulnerability, they were teased or they were punished in some way. So having such strong feelings for you makes them feel a lot of fear, and they don't know how to handle that. Rejecting you was protecting myself. I was being selfish. Yeah. Like this is something that they're going to have to circle back to over and over and over again. Now, it's possible that they're always going to have feelings for you. It's going to be lingering in their mind. But it's also possible that they're going to have a pattern of this with other people. They likely have already had a pattern of this. But this is an avoidant person. They run away when they feel overwhelmed or too vulnerable. My pride and ego got hurt, so I wanted revenge. I wanted you to hurt too. So some of you might have already experienced this. Some of you, it might not resonate, but this is a person that if you hurt their feelings, they likely won't tell you what it is that you said or did to hurt them. They're just going to want to punish you. And that might mean that they give you no closure. They walk out of the relationship and they start posting things that they're doing with other people immediately, or they start dating someone else like a week later, or even get engaged right away. Like this is purposeful to hurt you and to make you feel shame and to make you like have to suffer where you get no closure. Let's get some more insight into what pile number one's person is thinking or feeling about pile number one. What is pile number one's person thinking or feeling about pile number one? Okay, only one card from this deck. Let's see. Lightning, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. So this person's feelings for you might have changed instantaneously. For some of you, this person left your life as quickly as they came into your life. There's might have been like a whirlwind romance as well. But the sense that I get is that for some of you, if you haven't already, you're going to get answers. This might be a situation where someone that they were connected to from the past reaches out to you, like an ex-girlfriend or an ex-wife, reach out. They tell you a little bit more insight, or you stumble across some information. Maybe for some of you, this person is going to reconnect with you and you're going to be able to check their phone, or there's going to be like an interaction where you run into someone else that they're dating while you're out with them. There's a sense of like tower moment energy, which is like sudden change, like a huge like turning point where something is extremely like upsetting. Like the foundation just completely falls out from underneath you. But from that tragedy, there is always going to be rebirth. So for many of you, this relationship is designed to help you start looking at love and looking for partnerships that give you more than this. Like there's this strong sense that this person is less than you deserve. Not that they're a bad person, and they're probably exciting and successful and attractive, but like they're not really opening up to you. So like, how do you ever get to a place of real partnership and vulnerability? But let's see what else we can find out about what they're thinking. What are they thinking or feeling about pile number one? Okay, caught. Here we go. Already knowing the tea. So you might have already caught them with someone, uncovering evidence, getting exposed, cheating revealed, you already know, or they think you already know. Maybe the other person is already threatened to reach out to you, so they just ran. They didn't want to be caught. They didn't want to have to deal. In some cases, you might have been seeing other people and they already know, and they have decided to just withdraw, and they don't want to have a conversation about it. They don't need the closure. They feel confident in the information that they know, and that's enough for them. Setting the record straight. Interesting. Okay, so for some of you, your person would like to set the record straight, but there's a sense of like, this image is someone in a firing range. There's a sense that they might be trying to get their story straight. Like they're trying to talk to other people. Like, how can I spin this? How can I like make them question what they know and give them some like plausible explanation for this, even though it's not true? I would be wary of what this person like says to you or what their motivations are, because they might be trying to get back together with you just so they can like leave the relationship on their terms. You know, like for some of you, this person doesn't want to have a bad reputation. So they're gonna give you a plausible reason for why, you know, they were doing what they were doing. So then they can slowly exit the relationship without so much drama and, you know, keep their name clean or clear. Let's get some more insight into what this person is thinking. Okay. Rejection. Build your confidence by dating a lot and finding out what people like about you. This person definitely, when they exit a relationship, they immediately start dating other people. Like they just distract themselves with other people. I think that they're likely already dating other people. They don't have any sense of self or confidence based on like who they see themselves as. They only feel good enough if other people are impressed by them or want them. And so they're constantly chasing after that sense of fulfillment. If this person is doing this and you know that they're dating, I know that it hurts, of course, because you had feelings for them. But don't let this make you feel like you're not good enough, because it has nothing to do with your value. This is a coping strategy. This is like love addiction. They can't stop like connecting with other people because they need to feel like they are good enough. And the only way for them to stop this is to like actually get some real help, like to go to therapy, to like read self-help books and really like figure out where this comes from. Like, why do they do this? Because ultimately it's not healthy, and it's not something that would change without an intervention of some kind. Hiding feelings. You need to express how you feel to the ones you love, to see how they feel in return. This person doesn't know how to do this. They like are really like set on protecting themselves from ever being harmed or hurt. But they're never going to have a real connection with anyone. They're likely to have these real hot, cold relationships where they're looking for that chemistry, which is really like more chemical than it is like anything that's deep. Once the chemical connection sort of dies off, they get bored and they need to look for that next high. No good ones. There is someone out there for you. Don't let this false belief make you miss out. This person wants you to believe that you'll never find anyone better. They want you to believe that this is your only chance at love, and they might say things to hurt you, to keep you stuck. Like no one else will ever love you the way that I love you. That we have something special. We are soulmates. But then they ghost you. Like someone who's really like divinely meant for you, like spirit is bringing the two of you together, is not going to be someone that makes you suffer. Like that is never going to be the case. The person that would be spiritually guided to you would be someone who sees you for everything that you are, the good and the bad, and they give you grace, but they don't make excuses for you. They don't enable you and allow you to only explore one side of yourself. They encourage you to be the very best version of you. And they expose you to opportunities that are new and different, that could give you an opportunity to see different sides of you, right? Like they're gonna like love you unconditionally. This person feels like they're trying to oppress you. They're trying to hold you back. And I don't think that is fair to you. I don't think that will be fulfilling to you. Not talking, you aren't communicating your needs clearly. You need to discuss how you feel, but they're not going to do that. I think that you know that there needs to be an open, honest conversation, but they are going to reject you. They're going to avoid any kind of accountability. This is a situation where if you wanted to have closure and really go back and like, let's talk about the cheating that happened, they are going to get angry at you and say, well, like, when are you just going to forgive me? Why do you keep like dragging us back into the past? Like, just let it go. I told you I was sorry. But really being sorry means that you're willing to sit in discomfort and you're going to show through actions, not just words, that you really are trustworthy and that you care about that person. You know, like if they refuse to even talk about what's on your mind and what you're still like sort of stuck on, then they're really just centering themselves. Okay, let's see if there's anything else that we can find out about this person. Love on the brain, dreaming, fantasizing, daydreaming, nostalgia. They're definitely thinking about the good times that the two of you had, but the sense that I get is they're not focusing enough on what was going wrong, like what their like actions, like the negative actions are, and where it's sort of throwing things off balance. They're just focusing on like their ideal love and like the fantasy of what they want to be reality. And because of that, they're sort of living in a dream. And they're putting you on a pedestal that you're never going to be able to really live up to, because it doesn't give you any room to be human, to be fallible, to make mistakes, right? They're going to punish you if you step out of line, is the sense I get. You do anything that like they don't agree with, and then they're just going to run away. Like it's just over and over and over again. Like, I'm going to run away. I'm running away. I don't want to talk to you. I'm rejecting who you are. I'm not going to talk about my feelings. I'm going to protect myself at all costs. And I'm going to just distract myself with my friends and other like partners. Like, I'm just going to date other women, or I'm just going to date other men so that I don't have to think about you. It's deeply destructive. It's really not something that's healthy for you. So let's get some final cards on like advice or things that your guides would like you to know. Let's first find out if like there's going to be any kind of reconnection between the two of you, or what the future holds. Okay, so you received, you're very close to achieving your goal. Okay, let's see. What does the future hold for the two of you? Missed opportunity. I didn't act when I should have. Okay. And what does the future hold? Are they going to reconnect? April. Interesting. Okay. And you received 1818, willpower, achievements, success, striving, forward, prosperity, go-getter, courage, luck. Wow, significant events are on the cards for you. You will progress in your endeavors, gaining new experiences. The right people and resources will be put on your path. An excellent proposal or change is coming up. You're destined for greatness. And 1331, good fortune, advice, comfort, major change, individuality, independence. Have faith in your skills and talents as they are tools that can provide you with a bright future. A piece of good advice, a moment of enlightenment, or a comforting message is on its way. Everything will work out in your favor. Okay, so my interpretation of this is that you are likely not to hear from this person until the earliest being April. Now, during this period of no contact, you are going to be focusing on yourself, your career, your friends, your own hobbies, and there is some sort of emotional shift that's going to be taking place for you that might be partnered with certain people that you meet, where you start to have opportunities or doorways that open up to you that help you to see what your life could be. I don't necessarily think that this is going to be other dating partners or love partners. This feels more like a community coming into your life, like really good friends or solid work partnerships where you start to reprioritize what you're going to spend your energy on. And all of a sudden, things are really going to start falling into place for you where maybe you get a major raise. Maybe you get invited to some major event that you've always wanted to do, to travel someplace. Or you get to go and experience something that has been on your bucket list. And it really changes your perspective on this relationship. It kind of breaks the spell where you start to realize how much you were giving to this person without having anything given back to you. And by April, you're going to be feeling so good about your own success that when this person reaches out to you, although you're going to hear them out, you're not going to feel any kind of chemistry with them anymore. It's like your vibration has shifted and you really don't relate as much to the person that you used to be, like the person you are right now. I do think that this person, whether they might directly or this might be through other people, but they're going to communicate to you that they feel like they missed out, that they missed out on a great opportunity, that they've been thinking about you, they wish that they had another chance. And at this point in time, you might be thinking, I wish that would happen. I would give them another chance, without any questions asked. But when this person comes back in, I think that you're going to have so much to lose. You are not going to want to go back. And it's not because you are angry at this person or you want to punish them at all. It's that you really feel like you valued what they brought into your life, that they helped you to grow, even if it was a painful lesson, and you're going to continue to just move towards your goals. There might be more that's revealed to you as well about what this person has been getting up to. I do think that their bad habit of going and dating other people and just having these sort of messy endings is going to publicly embarrass them in some way. And that might be something that you witness. Maybe it's on social media, maybe it's just gossip and you hear it through the grapevine. But even though I don't think that you're going to come back together with this person, I think you're going to be very happy at how all of this unfolds and how things come to conclusion, because there is so many better connections that are in the future for you, that and you're going to be so much closer to that. It's like, even though those people aren't in your life exactly yet, it's like it's so close that you can taste it. So that concludes your reading, pile number 1. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to know your thoughts on this reading. If you feel like sharing, you can comment below. And if any of you are interested in having a one-on-one reading with me, you can go to my website, odessamall.com, and you can book a session with me there. I am sending you so much love, and I hope I see you in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. So in today's reading, I am focusing on the no contact situation that you found yourself in. I'm going to be revealing what your person is thinking and feeling about you in this situation right now. But to begin with, I'm going to be talking a little bit about who they are. The first 3 items that you selected is giving me insight into either how you see them or how they see themselves. And the cards in the pile are talking a little bit about what was going on the last time you were in regular contact with them. And then I'm going to get into some other decks to figure out exactly what they're thinking and feeling right now. So let's get into it. The first item is this red candle. So red is connected to passion and desire. It's also connected to the energy of fire. So they could have strong fire placements in their chart, either Leo, Aries, or Sag. The sense that I get is that they have goals and dreams. They're very driven and passionate about the things that they want to accomplish in life. And at least the last time you were in contact with them, they felt like there was still more for them to achieve, that things really hadn't taken off for them yet, and that was their primary focus. There's this sense that they have a lot of pride, and they might be willing to sort of try and use their gifts and talents to create opportunities for them. Like the mushroom sticker really makes me think of that. Like, they realize that personal relationships are very important. They might have strong connections with their family or their chosen family, and they might have had a privileged life. They might have been given opportunities because of the people that they knew. They might have realized that they have to sort of be close to people, and there's this sense of transforming themselves. So it's possible that they wear a mask, which we all do to a certain degree, when they're talking to certain people, right? They mirror their energy so that they are perceived well by people, like the same way that a salesman does, right? Like they are gonna try and give a sales pitch in a way that their audience would respond to it, right? Sort of 101 of marketing, really knowing what your audience wants. There's this sense of them being able to use magic. Like, so maybe they have the gift of gab. They really know how to say the right things and do the right things. They might also have really positive Jupiter placement in their chart where things just sort of come easy for them. Like if they are in alignment with what is authentically them or what is meant for them, it just effortlessly comes into their life. The mushroom is connected to being a bridge between the spiritual realm and the material realm. So they might have ideas that are a little bit out there, and they're just able to figure out a way to bring it to life. So they might be an ideas person, or they get in on something early on, or they're kind of a little bit whimsical or magical They like fantasy in some way, you know, like maybe they like fantasy video games, or they like fantasy literature. There's just this sense of like the unexpected working out for them. Okay, next. So the rune that you selected for your pile is Birkenau. And this particular rune connects with new beginnings and renewal, but it also talks about birth and fertility and growth. So they are trying to plant seeds that are going to grow where they're going to gain something in return. There's going to be like a fruitful harvest, and family bonds are really important to them. So they might have benefited from nepotism in the past, right? Like they might have a really good position because their dad is the CEO, or they were born into a family of entrepreneurs and they were able to like get a position within the family business, and they are going to use that to their advantage. So because of that, they might be very selective about who they bring into their life. They might be really thinking about the public's perception or like image, and making the right kind of connections, hanging out with the right types of people that can open doors for them, marrying the right people. Okay, so now let's get into these cards and see what was taking place the last time you guys were in regular contact. The Sailor, new influences wanderlust. Okay, so they might have been in a position of transition, or you were, like there was like some travel that was possibly happening. Maybe the two of you were planning a trip to go together somewhere, or you sort of were two ships passing in the night. Maybe you met while you were traveling and they were going in one direction and you were going in another, and you know, you never really got a chance to solidify things. Now, there's the water symbol here, so they could also have strong Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, or you could. There is this sense of also going with the flow and you know, going after what is exciting or following your interests. And again, influences makes me think of influencers, being connected with the right circles. How am I going to be able to get my harvest, right? The ship makes me think of like cargo ships or shipping material goods, like a bounty, bringing home a bounty. Interesting. The Archer, biding your time, planning ahead. So yeah, again, something about travel or having your sights set on the future that you want. The Archer makes me think of a hunt. You're hunting for someone, or there's a battle. You're like at war and you're trying to prove yourself. That it's all about timing. And then the air symbol, so that's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. So my interpretation of these cards is the two of you might have met each other at a time when there was still so much that still needed to unfold in your lives. You met at college, or you met when there was a new business being launched, or going to school, and like they're either both of you were really looking towards the future and prioritizing your like career, or they really were. The Tower. Okay, so the Tower is talking about a great shock, some sort of unexpected event taking place. It could be unexpectedly meeting each other. There could be some sort of major shift when it came to like what was going on in your community, like COVID is an example of a tower moment. It changed everyone's life. It was totally unexpected. Nothing was the same after that. There could have been a job loss, but like there was some major shakeup that was taking place, and it could also have been meeting each other, like totally unexpected. Didn't expect to meet someone that you would want to settle down with, or being attracted to each other, and you weren't necessarily each other's type on paper or what you thought you would sort of like be attracted to. And there's this sense of excitement about it, but also some distress. And then Mars is also on this card, which also brings back those themes of war and fire and passion. The next card is the Warrior of Earth, or the Knight of Pentacles. So pursuing your goals, pursuing your career, trying to build wealth, but it's slow moving. So it's like you're at the beginning of the journey and there was still so much more to do. And really prioritizing money, really prioritizing like that stability, or having a condo, having a house, paying your car loans off, like paying your student loans off, like really not considering love. There's not, like, love was not a priority. The Five of Wands with Aquarius and Venus. So Aquarius is an air symbol that is talking about the future, new innovations. It can be connected to the internet, online spaces. The two of you might have met online, or you were long distance. You were in a long distance relationship and you were only able to connect online. You weren't able to see each other like physically, and that was sort of like hard on the relationship, but you had to do it because you were working for companies that needed you to be in different locations, or you were going to different schools. There's a sense of there being a lot of competition, conflict and competition, possibly being just at the right place at the wrong time. That you could see a future with each other, but it's so complicated right now. Or there was other people vying for your attention or their attention. And then the Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this is like the fresh start card, like the yes card, like, yes, we can move ahead. Yes, I choose you. I was like, no, I can't choose you because I have to go in this direction. And like the arrow pointing down, like in this, looks like an arrow and the tip of a bow again. Okay, so there's just this like Cupid's arrow not like hitting its mark. But the two of you still thinking about each other, still contemplating each other. The like effort not sort of like matching the rewards. So if this resonates for you, even if it's just some of these messages resonating for you, then this is your pile, and let's get into the feelings and thoughts that your person has about you right now. Okay, what is pile number 2's person think about pile number 2 right now? Okay. So the first card that came out was this procrastination card. It says, don't make someone wait around too long. They may give up on you. So, like, it's possible that it was like meeting each other, but like the sense that I get is either you needed to finish off school, or you needed to get to a certain level in your job, or they needed to. It was like, I need you to wait. Like, once I finish school, or once I pay off my loans, then we can move in together, or then we can get engaged. And it was like waiting got to be like unsustainable. Like, it was breaking down the relationship. The Five of Wands can be talking about conflict as well. That you might have been having like small, silly arguments, or you started to realize that the perspectives that you had really like weren't the same. Like, there was so much that was exciting, but it was like you were from two different worlds. You know, one like the contrast between these cards really makes me think of this, like the water, like the fish being at home and their whole universe being like this whole world of water, and then the arrow being connected with birds living in the sky and being connected to like the earth. There's this real sense of like, to what was so exciting about your connection also created a lot of distance between the two of you. Fear of loss. You're afraid of losing someone or being abandoned. Take a chance. There's a sense of like, this person wants you to wait for them, but they're also afraid that if they ask you to wait, they're asking you to give up your goals and dreams, and that they might end up losing you. And to a certain degree, I think that they fear that either you're going to think that they're playing games, or if you're the one that's asking them to wait, that you are the one playing games. The card says, you don't need to play games to keep the right one interested in you. There's a strong sense of like waiting, I'm afraid, like we're playing games, we're not moving ahead. Like there's no point in investing in this because it's never going to work out for us. Let's see. How is pile number 2's person feeling or thinking about them in this situation? How is pile number 2's person? Okay. This, I think those two cards want to know. Okay, ignoring. So you might have been ignoring their messages. That's unlikely, though, considering that you're trying to figure out what's going on now. They might be ignoring you. There's a sense that I think that they really feel like, I can't ask this person to wait around, and I'm not ready, and I don't know when I'm going to be ready to be committed and really like take this relationship to the next level, and I'm afraid that they're gonna get tired and run away, so I'm just gonna ghost them instead, or I'm just gonna withdraw now before I have my heart broken. Spiritual hater. Hates on your spirituality, light, magic, or power. Okay, there's this interesting message that I'm getting at this particular card, that some of your joy and optimism, enthusiasm, and some of the things that you're successful at, or the fulfillment that you have, actually really triggers this person. The sense that I get is that this person feels like they have to achieve things in order to be worthy. And you have built your life on more than just what you've achieved or what you own. Not that you don't want to achieve great things. You might have achieved a lot in your career and you are building a really nice life for yourself. But if you didn't have all of those things, you would still know who you are. You would still be fulfilled. And there's something about your just like inherent joy, your light, your confidence in yourself, or your connection with spirit that intimidates this person and makes them feel uncomfortable. This person might have grown up around environments that were deeply religious as well. So some of your spiritual beliefs or practices might kind of spook them a little bit. And they feel like, oh, you're like, my family isn't going to get you. Like you're kind of witchy and you like tarot cards and I don't get that. So we come from two different worlds. I'm not going to pursue this. Like that they're looking for someone that I think is more like them, and they think that that's going to be the answer to their problems. I don't necessarily think that that's true. Same shit, different day. Okay, so some of these issues, like this conflict energy, might have been like recurring arguments. And they just don't want to go over the same things over and over and over again. Creativity. Steals your ideas, copies your work, duplicates, feeds off of you. Wow, okay. So you might be a highly intuitive, creative, spiritual person. And spirituality, when you're really connected to your guides or your higher self, it's like a direct channel to the other side. And all kinds of ideas can just pop into your mind. You might just be a very creative problem solver. You look at life through a creative lens, like there's beauty in everything. And this person is a little bit triggered by that. One, I think that they wish that they had that same level of creativity, because if they did, they would monetize it. They would find a way to somehow market themselves so that they could make some money off of it. And they might even try and copy you. Now, this person might not be someone that you were connected to through love. This might be a friend, a family member. This might be a coworker, and they feel like they don't stand up next to you. Like they feel like you're constantly shining and you're constantly succeeding and things are working out for you. And they keep trying to fake it until they make it. And they're like, not satisfied with the results that they're getting, and they might resort to trying to just take from you. Like they try and drain you of ideas or resources or energy, but the reality is that that's never going to work out for them. Like eventually that will backfire, because the only way to actually get to true success that will build fulfillment is to be authentically yourself. We're all here to be ourselves, but not everyone is brave enough to be able to do that. Legal issues. What did I say? Oh my God. So legal issues, they're going to have some karma that's going to come into their life. Now, the two of you might have had legal battles. This might be your ex that you're divorcing and you're wondering what they're thinking. There is, a sense, this could be a parent also, like one of your parents got divorced and they, there was a custody battle or something like that. But there's going to be some legal issues. They might be really like procrastinating on dealing with some of these issues. This theft has led to some karmic retribution. And I think they're a little angry about this. There's a sense of them maybe blaming you, or they feel like you betrayed them in some way. Let's see. How does pile number 2's person feel about them? Promiscuous. Okay, this person might have sleeps around, temptress, free for all, steals your man. So they might have accused you of not being faithful. They might have not been faithful. They might have withdrawn, and they thought the best way to sort of get over their feelings or silence their feelings was to just start dating somebody else, or they just didn't respect the role that you played in their life, and they wanted to sort of keep their options open, right? Even though they could see that maybe we could have a future. Like, I don't want to settle down right now. Check yourself. Okay, they seem to want to the sense I get is that they might be trying to look into what you're doing. They might be asking people about you. They might be very curious about your dating life. Who are you seeing? Who are you talking to? Who's interested in you? Not even necessarily who you're actually connected to, but what's their competition? Even though the sense that I get is that they don't want to put in any of the effort, but they don't want you to have any options either. And there's this sense of them really focusing more on what other people are doing and not enough on checking themselves, and they're going after the wrong things is the sense that I get too. They might be a bit shallow and they're focusing on all the wrong things, and they really need to check themselves. You are figuring out who you are. You are trying to get to a place where you really accept yourself, and you are choosing things that really make you happy, not what other people think is right for you. And they are not doing that, and they need to start like making amends or changing their ways before this tower really bites them and they really have to deal with a lot of this karma. Fake apology. Yeah, this person is wearing a mask. They might have a same, like with this same ish different day, they might have apologized and it was just so shallow. Like there was no real depth to their apology. It was just to sort of like stop the conversation. I don't want to have to keep going over this. They seem to want to just like control the narrative. They seem to want to keep you hanging on. And it's not like it's so weird because it's like they see your value. They see that you could be the right person for them and they just don't want to be a better person. They just don't want to be a better person. There's like, even though there's something superficial that they feel like you're not living up to, or your authenticity is not, it is a risk factor. Like if you're so raw and honest with them, they're afraid, like, what if you're just authentically yourself in front of their family or in front of their boss? Like, what is that going to say about them? Like, they're so afraid of what people think. So they're like constantly holding themselves back. Okay, okay. I think that one wanted to come out. Okay. So the first card that came out is understanding. I see your side of the story. And there's all these images of like ancestors. There's this sense that whatever their actions are and how they deal with life and how they think about connections is rooted in how their family treated them and the connections that they saw being nurtured around them. They understand a little bit more than they did before. I get the sense that you have helped them to understand that maybe the way that they grew up or the way that their parents deal with things isn't the most healthy. Indecisive. I know my inability to make a decision hurts you. And time. I'm afraid it's too late to take action. I think that this person does have this sense that, you know, in a way, it's like, in the future, I want us to be together, but I'm not ready for that right now. And it's kind of like, to be honest, like they are kind of hoping that they can just sort of string you along just to see if they have a better option available. And when I say better option, it doesn't mean that the person is actually better than you. It's all superficial stuff. So if they come from a particular religion or their parents have certain jobs or like they make a certain amount of money or culturally, like you might be very different from them. And they're like, I'm going to wait and see if I can find that spark with someone who's from the same culture as me, whose parents are like my parents, and they are like just stringing you along and unwilling to make a decision. And you at this point in time seem to be like you're allowing them to have that space. Let's find out a little bit more about what this person is thinking. Okay, love call. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. This person might pop up into your life unexpectedly just to say, you know, I'm thinking about you. How are you? Like there's this sense of like, it's low contact for the two of you. Maybe not completely no contact. But it might be months, possibly even years in between these like moments of connection. And the golden mirror, self-absorbed narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. Yeah, for some of you, you are with someone who has serious ego issues and they are all about image and all about projection, and they are solely focused on themselves and having their needs met and what other people think of them, and they will say or do whatever they need to keep you still interested so that they can keep you as like secondary supply or like a second option. So if something falls through with another person, they can always come back to you because you'll always make them feel good about themselves. What else can you tell me about? Oh, wow. There's a lot of cards that just came out. Okay. I cannot support your actions. It's too much for me to deal with. There's this sense of like the things that you say or do, like politically, you might be very different from them. And they're like, I can't support this. I don't want, you're too much for me to deal with. Like maybe you're just very like honest as well. Yeah, I think that they might use that as a tool to also control you. Like, really playing on that you're too much, you're too loud, you're too outspoken, you want too much. It doesn't feel healthy. I know that you may not feel for me as I feel for you. There's a sense that, especially when you stop caring about them as much or you start to get over them, like they can feel it in your energy, and that's when they start calling or they start messaging you in some other way. They start asking other people to ask about you. It's like you have this strong energy bond and they can feel when it starts to disconnect. No one else makes me feel the way you do, but I'll take it to my grave before I tell you. Yeah, there's just something about the connection with you and who you are that they feel like the relationship wouldn't be accepted by other people, or it wouldn't be impressive enough. Like there's just this this unwillingness to be happy on their terms. I'm not sure I can meet your expectation. The pressure is too much for me. This wearing a mask and like going along with whatever their family or their community or their work wants is a safety measure for them. Like it's security in like a group. As long as they don't stand out and they're not different, they don't feel like they'll be targeted. And if you ask them to be more themselves, they feel like that is a huge threat to them. This connection bores me to death. I need something more exciting. For some of these people, they might be sort of like addicted to infidelity or other relationships, or, corn addictions. They might like just need that like sense of excitement and living on the edge at all times. Like that when the relationship actually gets to a place where it's healthy, where like, it doesn't feel like everything is on the brink of collapse. You're just happy and you're slowly building something together. They sort of feel like that's boring. It's not triggering their nervous system. That's likely a sign that they grew up in an unhealthy environment though. My mask keeps me safe. I need to fake my feelings. Yeah, again, like a mask. The narcissist, again, the mask. Like they will never reveal who they are or how they really feel. I need to free myself from fear and doubts. I am a caged bird. Yes, that bird imagery coming before, or when I was talking about like the air and like they are different from you. And they allow their culture or their family or their group of friends to dictate to them who they should be. And they just are not willing to like step outside of that. So now let's see whether like what the future holds for the two of you. Okay. Nothing will come of this situation. Let's see if you're going to connect with this person, or when the next time you're going to connect with them is. When you release resistance. And then what's some final thoughts that your guides have for you about this connection. Okay, 101, starting over, intelligence dynamics, making a difference, failures, personal or spiritual development. Happiness is linked to self-expression, growth, and experience. Learning from failure is key. Happiness is real, possible, and around understanding its process and the pursuit of it. Joy is fluid. It's in the little things and the big ones. Fails are fun. Start fresh. And then 0404, slow down, balance, power struggle, force, violence, hope, authority, ancestors, restlessness, low vibrations, warning. Pay close attention to the people in your life, your surroundings, and your physical health. Don't freak out. It's just a warning to be careful and awake to avoid any further issues. Communicate clearly and keep healthy boundaries. Okay, so what's going forward is that there is the potential for this relationship to turn around, but each of you has free will. You will never be able to love and support this person into awakening. They have to choose it for themselves. Their biggest struggle in this life will be emancipating themselves from the expectations of other people, feeling like being unique and living their life for themselves is the prize. It doesn't have to be frightening. Will there be things that they have to be willing to lose? Yes, but there's so much more that they will gain as a result of that. But holding yourself back and not pursuing your own creative self-expression and living your life authentically is only gonna create suffering for both of you. So what your guides are saying is slow down, hold healthy boundaries. Don't try and pursue and chase this person or trying to convince them that things will turn around and they'll be so happy. You have to just keep going towards your own goals and only allow people into your life that match that energy. They don't have to be identical to you. They have to just respect you and want to be present, like showing you through their actions that I am here, I'm ready to pursue this with you. If this person begins to release the resistance, they're not asking you to wait around, they're not cheating on you or pursuing things with other people, they're not trying to hide you from the people that they're closest to, then things can start to move forward. But you have to move very slowly. This person will be able to put on a mask and convince you that they've changed for a short amount of time, but they won't be able to do it for a long amount of time unless they actually have changed. So it's really up to you how you want to pursue this, because it's true that this person thinks about you and they will continue to reach out to you, but it's only when they feel like they're going to lose you and they've lost that option that they start to reach out. And so I would say disconnecting from them and really following your own passions, maybe taking a break from dating just for a little while, is going to really give you the best outcome. The most likely outcome for this connection is that it's really not going to manifest into anything, but it's going to be a launch pad for your success. So that concludes your reading, pile number 2. I hope that this resonated with you. I would love to know your thoughts on it if you wanted to share in the comments. And if any of you are interested in having a one-on-one reading, you can go to my website, odessamall.com, and you can book a session with me there. I am sending you so much love, and I hope I see you in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So in today's reading, I'm focusing on the no contact situation that you found yourself in. I'm going to be revealing to you how your person is thinking and feeling about this situation. And before we get into their thoughts and feelings, I'm going to be talking about who this person is. The items that you selected is going to give me some insight into either how you see them or how they see themselves. And then the cards are going to be telling me a little bit about what was going on the last time you were in regular contact with them. So let's get into this reading. So to start off with, The butterfly is a symbol of transformation, and oftentimes it is talking about being able to see things in a different light. The red color is connected to the root chakra, so is the black color. So there's like a real earthy energy. The root chakra is everything that we're physically experiencing. Earth in tarot is connected to like the material aspects of life. So how much money we're making, where we live, how we physically feel in our body. The white color talks about the crown chakra. So everything spiritual, our insights, our intuition. The red color also connects to fire. So they could have strong Leo, Aries, or Sag energy in their chart. There's this sense of they might have evolved or grown quite a bit over the time that you've known them, that it's possible that you've really seen them blossom, or there's been certain opportunities that they've created in their life, like you've seen them go from a dream to it being a reality, and they're really pursuing their passions. And it might have been a situation where maybe you don't even relate or really recognize them now. Put that over to the side. The heart charm, there's a lot of love, like you genuinely love them, and there might have been a lot of times in your life where they were emotionally vulnerable with you as well, like you've seen them grow a lot. There's all these sort of like curlicues on the inside of the heart that make me think of growing plants. They might have, really showed you a lot of love, or like showed you how to connect to love. They might have been very vulnerable and opened up to you about their feelings towards you or about love in general. Then the moon here with the star. So the moon could mean that they have strong Cancer placements in their chart. The moon is also connected to water and the feminine, so it could be a family member, even with Othala also being here, because Othala, the rune, is talking about family and inheritance and ancestry, legacy and tradition. And the star can also be connected to our ancestors and all those that came before us. So this could be someone, it could be your mom that you're no longer in contact with, or another family member or female family member that you're no longer in contact with. There is this sense of like bearing emotions and learning a lot about someone based on how they communicate or how they show their emotions. That you've inherited things from them, you've learned from them, or if it's a family member, it could also be genes. Like there are certain physical aspects that you've inherited. When you look in the mirror, you see their face, or there's medical issues that you inherited from them. Okay, let's get into the cards and find out what was happening the last time you were in regular contact with them. The Spy Master, knowledge, trust, with the fire symbol. So fire is Leo, Aries, Sag, as I mentioned. The crow, interesting, that's connected to death. And the key, the crow and the key can also be connected to Hecate. So Hecate connected to magic. There's, again, this mothering, nurturing. I am guiding you. There is a legacy here. I am showing you, how to proceed. But the crow can be connected to the shadow realms, and it can be connected to death. Okay, so the Spy Master, they might have been spying on you. They might have been asking about you. They might have even been talking to other people about you. There might have been some knowledge, some secrets that they had about you that they were sharing with other people. They were using it against you, using it to unlock things. You might have looked at their phone. You might have looked up things in their diary. You might have like overheard a conversation that they were having. The miser, stubbornness and inflexibility. They might have been isolating from you. They might have been stingy. I'm not going to give you the things that you need. I'm not going to emotionally open up to you. Be vulnerable. I'm not going to give you the money or the resources that you need to be happy and comfortable. They are stuck in their ways. I'm going to keep things locked up. I'm going to create chaos unnecessarily just because I can. There's the earth symbol coming forward here again, and earth is Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. Okay, the power symbol, or the power card. So that's the strength card in traditional tarot. So Leo coming forward again, more fire. So there's this sense of like wanting to control, wanting to possibly be in the spotlight, allowing their emotions to get the best of them, wanting to rely on you to control them, or vice versa. You know, seeing you, especially if this is a parent, not teaching you things, not teaching you how to take care of yourself or regulate your emotions or how to have proper self-esteem or to just like do the day-to-day things that you need to be able to accomplish things in your life. And they didn't give you that information because they wanted to keep you dependent on them, because it benefited them to keep that knowledge to themselves. Then you would never be able to grow and you would never be able to leave them. There's like an enmeshment here, like toxic family dynamics, where like they're allowing their own wounds to like cause them to do things that are quite destructive. Yeah, Two of Pentacles in reverse, no balance. Jupiter and Capricorn. No balance, and there's no balance between the light and the dark. They might have also had this dualistic personality as well. Like you thought everything was okay and then they just snap at you and they just turn on you, or you have to constantly prove yourself, prove why you're worthy of giving attention and love to, why you're worthy of having your needs met, like having to walk on eggshells. The Ace of Wands, everything being about our passions and desires and newness, all the time newness. And the pyramid, like there's like this hierarchy. This definitely feels like family, but it doesn't mean that it's the family you were born into. It could be the family you were married into. It could be your family, it could be your friend dynamic. You know, it could be work as well, but there's this sense of, I want to be at the top and I'm not going to give you the information and the tools that you need to ever surpass me. I want you to be reliant on me always. And if you try and go around me or fight back, I will ruin you in some way, whether that is by taking away resources or bad-mouthing you. Okay, so if this resonates with you, then you're definitely in the right pile. Now, again, this might be how the other person sees things. So, you know, listen to your heart and either stay or go back to the pick a pile section and select one of the other two piles. Now let's get into how this person is currently feeling about you. So how is pile number 3's person feeling about pile number 3 and this situation? Okay. Unavailable. You are chasing someone unavailable, or you are the one who is running away. Okay, so they don't want to be available is the sense that I get, that they don't want to help you. Like this train tracks, it feels like a ladder. They don't want to help you climb the ladder. They don't want to help you journey to where you need to go. They want to just run away and have you chasing after them, constantly trying to prove yourself. They are purposefully unavailable because it benefits them. Not compatible. You don't really believe there's a match for you. Have an open mind. I think that the sense that I get is that they don't believe that the world is fair and that you have to manipulate people to get what you want. That you're never going to get everything that you need if everyone has access to all of the resources or the knowledge. Like, we have to gatekeep it from people because otherwise we lose out. They're missing, it's interesting because there's a puzzle piece here on the wall, which is so strange. Like, they're missing a piece of the puzzle. And this might actually be a karmic connection. And my perspective on karmic connections is that they are relationships designed to help us learn and grow, but they can be challenging engagements or connections, that it often requires a lot of struggle. So it's experiential learning is basically what I'm trying to say. And I think the sense is that for a time, they have, like, there's a clock here on the shelf. Like, you have the knowledge, and they have a time frame where they can connect with you and gain the knowledge that they need to put that final piece of the puzzle into place. But they're losing out on time, and they haven't had that epiphany yet. If they could just realize that they don't have to compete with you, they could just let you in and be more vulnerable, then things would be much better. There would be some sort of like fulfillment for both of you. Yeah, and now that I look back at these charms, it's saying even more of this. Like, there's an emptiness in this heart. Like, they're missing out on love, and it has a lot to do with secrets, and those secrets or that shadow comes from their family, comes from their family line or the things that they grew up with. Okay, well, tell me more about pile number 3's person and how they feel. This feels like it wants to come out too. Okay, thief, robbed, lost, theft, physical or emotional. Yeah, they feel like if they don't gatekeep things and they don't protect themselves, that people will steal from them. They grew up around people and in environments where there was a lack mindset. There is not enough to go around. When in reality, there is more than enough for everyone, but there are some people that take more than they deserve. And they just think that that is the standard. That's the way things are. So it's better to try and learn to be the person that takes more than they deserve than be someone who has less than they need. Jackpot. Yeah. Winning money, got rich, inheritance, unexpected money. This person might actually have a lot of resources and they don't want anyone to take it from them, or they're hoping that they're going to be the one that, you know, hits the jackpot. They are okay with seeing people suffer as long as it's not them. Oh my God, that's so sad. Hustling, making it rain, focus on money, getting it. Yeah, they're going to hustle. They're okay with lying. They're okay with twisting the truth. They're okay with, you know, planting information. There's just this sense of like always selling something. And a lot of people live their life this way. And it can be very stressful, and it can cause you to feel, it can cause you to literally be isolated, not just feel isolated. Like, feeling isolated is one thing, and then at the end of your life, you end up being alone in a nursing home. You know, like this, if this is a family member, this might be you that cut them off. You don't want to have contact with them, or you will. Like, this might be at this time, they've cut you off, or they've withdrawn, or there's low contact, and you're going to get to the point where you're like, you know what? I want to stop and smell the flowers. I want to be around people that really love me, and I'm not going to let you use inheritance or money to manipulate me into keeping a relationship with you. I don't need that. There's more to life than that. Love on the brain, dreaming, fantasizing, daydreaming, nostalgic. They are nostalgic for some time that maybe never existed. Like, looking back at the good old days, the way things used to be. Maybe it's the good old days that they have sort of constructed in their own mind. Like the brain is an incredible, machine. It will help us protect ourselves from trauma by, making it hard for us to remember those traumatic events. And in some cases, really highlighting the good things, like a trauma bond people have where like they only remember all the good things about a relationship and they just, it's like they have amnesia to the bad things. And in some cases, communities can sort of brainwash themselves with like it's collective, sort of fantasizing about the history. Like it used to be this, and if we could just get back to that, then we'd all be happy. But it comes again from this place of lack and this like false narrative that like if we're all the same, then everything will be perfect. And of course, if they ever achieved that, they still would be unhappy. They're focused too much energy also on what they want instead of how they can better help other people. In their head, overthinking, stressed, overanalyzing. They might be very critical of you. Sometimes people avoid looking at themselves by hyperfixating on all the things they want other people to change. And parents are really guilty of this. I mean, partners are too. But it's like, well, yes, I did that, but you did this. And if you hadn't done this, then I wouldn't have reacted that way. And so really it's your fault. And parents can really be hard on their kids because they expect their kids, especially if have never dealt with their own childhood wounds, they expect their kids to be more mature, more self-aware, more regulated than they actually should be, considering like their developmental age. So there's a sense of like, okay, well, that was in the past. Why can't you just get over it? Or maybe it's being hypercritical, like, well, you should be married by now. When are you going to have grandkids for me? Like, there's just like always focusing on you and what you didn't do or what you should do. Careless. No, it says carless. No car, repo, car issues. Okay, so they might be having some issues with their own mobility. Like they might have some trouble with their car and they're thinking about like how they're going to be able to like get from point A to point B. And like they're like, well, you should be driving me around and you're not doing those things. Or it could be a symbol of just travel. Like they're not getting ahead in their life because, they're constantly stuck on lack, like what they're losing. So like developmentally, they're not growing as a result of that. Okay, let's get the next deck. What is pile number 3's person thinking or feeling? Okay, they're very angry. They're very angry. They might have serious anger issues. They might project that onto you. They might actually trigger you, right? This might be sort of reactive abuse. Like they know exactly what to say or do to get you to lose your cool. And then they point the finger at you and they say, oh, well, you see, I can't talk to you when you're like this. They might even actually make you feel like you're losing it, like you're going crazy, like you're just talking at a normal tone of voice and they're telling you, no, look at you, you're losing it. You're like, I can't talk to you when you're so emotional and you're just like completely monotone. Real manipulation. Kick to the curb. Yeah, okay, so at this point in time, I think you've probably walked away. For many of you, you've walked away. Like they've already done this, like, oh, chase me, chase me, chase me. I want you to try and prove yourself. And you finally said, no, I'm done. And they're angry at you. They want to yell at you. They feel like you rejected them. Red lipstick stain. There's a sense of like, they can't seem to get past, like, their actions, the things that they've said, the harm they caused, maybe the prioritizing how they feel or how other people see them. It created a stain that just cannot be washed out. Like, this is just an example. Parents that don't prioritize their kids and prioritize hanging out with their friends. They're out on dates every single weekend. They don't help you with your homework. They leave you at home to take care of your siblings, or they are totally okay with you just sitting in your room by yourself. Like, they think, oh, well, you know, you're such a good kid. You're so easy. Meanwhile, like, you're just trying to withdraw and your emotional needs are not being met at all. And that has stuck with you. There's a stain there. And there's a sense of, for some of them, like, once their looks, like, okay, so for some of you, it's like, whoever this person is, it's like they use their looks and their sensuality or their sexuality or their, like, their, you know, their physical appearance to get what they wanted from other people. And as they got older, that didn't work. And now they need to rely on you more. They need to rely on family members more because they can't get things from other people anymore. It feels very narcissistic. What else can you tell us about pile number 3? Yes, this definitely feels like a mom that you've cut off. Absence. I feel like a part of me is missing without you. Like, they might have, like, never had a problem not being around you before, and now all of a sudden they're missing you, or they're playing the victim. They might even be using that as the newest tool to manipulate other people. Like, my kids never call me. I'm always by myself. New chapter. I'm trying to move on. I think that things are working out for you, or at least they perceive that you're starting this fresh, new, exciting chapter and you're trying to move on from them. Maybe there was just this anger, like there was too many explosions and you just want to move on. Habits. I don't know if we will ever change. Yeah. And I mean, they need to work on themselves. Things will never change if they don't change the way they respond to things. They need to deal with some of the things that you've brought up to them, some of the concerns you've had, right? Like, and they need to make amends, right? Like, the neglect doesn't just go away. That's shaped who you are. Okay, let's get some more cards. Now, what I'm going to look... Oh, actually, no, that's not the right deck. We've got 2 more of these decks. What else can you tell us about how pile number 3's person is feeling or thinking about them? Clock. Need time, takes time, in time cycles, time to heal, progress, and healthy choices, making healthy choices in love and life, self-love, self-care, being happier. Okay, some of these people think that they just have to wait this out, that eventually you'll start feeling better and they'll be able to reconnect with you. In other cases, some of these people actually think that you withdrawing from them was actually the healthiest choice. And that's actually a sign that some of these people might be nearing a time period where they start to heal and grow and start to face some of the damage that they've done and start healing some of their own wounds, because they would only be able to acknowledge that you've made the right choice if they recognize that the way that they were acting was destructive. So that's a really good sign. And some other cards. Tell us more about pile number 3's person, what they're thinking and feeling. Okay. I'm finally seeing my worth, yet it's still feel unworthy of your love. Yeah, they might have a lot of shame based on how they behaved in the past. They might not feel comfortable yet saying, you know what, I failed you and I'm sorry. Because there's this connection for them is like admitting that you're wrong means that you're opening yourself up to ridicule. They might have had very toxic home lives themselves where you just couldn't talk about emotions because someone would twist that and use that against you. My focus is on my life. I can't be bothered to worry about you. That's the problem. They didn't worry about you. Like they were constantly focusing on their own life. I tried to run from this connection, but my soul craves you. They might be trying to get comfortable with you just not being in their life, and their own guides just keep drawing them back, like they're standing in the shower and things that you said, the truth, right? Like that really reveal how they harmed you or they hurt you, pop into their head. They just can't run from that truth. I feel cold and detached from this connection. I can't feel emotions right now. That's another one of the problems. They are so disconnected from their own emotions. That's why they're so uncomfortable with yours. They wish that you would disconnect from your emotions as well, but that's not your role. Your role is to do exactly what you are doing, which is get comfortable with your emotions, do the healing, transform, and then, take flight, build the life that you've always wanted. Maybe they will join you one day. Maybe they won't. That's the beauty of reincarnation. We always have more chances. I think of you at night when the world is asleep and my mind is awake. Yeah, there is a lot that I think has been left unsaid. Now, this might be for some of you revelations that do come and you heal this wound. For others of you, you might not hear these things. You might find out from other people right after they're gone. You might find diary entries where they talk about their emotions. This might be a situation where they reveal these true feelings to you at the very end of their life. Like that happened with my own grandmother. My own grandmother had a really tumultuous relationship with my aunt. And when she got to the end of her life and she had Alzheimer's and dementia, all of a sudden, all the things that she had kept hidden started to come out, because the disease didn't allow her to mask any longer. And she started to really reveal her own inner thoughts and feelings. And it was healing for my aunt. This connection bores me to death. I need something more exciting. They've been chasing this high of approval. I'm going to make the most money. I'm going to have the most successful friends. I'm going to be the most attractive person in the room. I'm going to be the smartest person in the room. And I think that eventually they get to a point where no one's listening. And they can't have their needs fulfilled from that anymore. My mask keeps me safe. I need to fake my feelings. Yeah, they're totally disconnected from their true emotions. Okay, so now let's find out what the future holds. Are you going to reconnect with this person? What's going to happen? Okay, 2 cards. Your dreams need a practical plan, full moon in Taurus. And luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. Okay, full moon and new moon, full completion. Taurus, that's an earth sign ruled by Venus. So we're bringing in that love energy again. There's a real stubbornness to this energy. There's a real connection and fulfillment from material possessions. And then Sagittarius, this is fire sign, really connected to exploring and traveling and being a carefree spirit. you know, like setting your sights on something and going after it. There is going to be some sort of revelation, but it feels like it's connected to divine timing. It feels like this is a spiritual pursuit, is what I'm being asked to say, which means that your person is likely going to have some sort of tower moment or some sort of epiphany that happens for them that will come as a real surprise to them, right? It's just like they wake up one day and it's like, oh my God, I see what I've done. And those things really do happen. That's happened to me numerous times where I'm like, oh my God, I never thought about it that way. And it's like the planets have just shifted in such a way. And I'm like, now it's time for me to be this new version of myself where I understand myself deeper. It's going to happen for them as well. But it's also going to happen for you. Okay, so when will they likely talk to this person again? Next month. Okay, so next month. We are nearing the holidays. So if this person is a family member, it could be connected to that. If you're in the States, it could be because of Thanksgiving. It could be some other occasion, but there's some sort of travel here with the boat. Okay, and then let's get some final cards. Okay. 1122, great shift, personal growth, spiritual development, and manifesting goals, oneness, connection, and completion. First, focus on the positive changes occurring due to your efforts, then expand your horizons and permit yourself to try something new. So many positive shifts are in store for you. The world around you is changing in favor of your intentions. This is what I'm talking about with these, like that epiphany, that spiritual up-leveling that you can't plan for, you don't expect it. Gods often don't even mention it in readings. It's just supposed to be a surprise. This is definitely going to be happening. 2002, the void, longing, technology, ambition, genius, forward thinking, stress, and depression. You have more control over your life than you realize. Learn and execute what interests you. Turn things around. It gets better with time. There are plenty of friends to make, so chill out, have fun, and open up. Go outside. I think that your life is going to be turning around. You are going to be achieving goals. You are going to be living life for yourself. You likely already are, but it's going to be more of this, like connecting with people where you're like, oh my God, these really are my people. Like whatever you've envisioned. If you've always wanted to have like a really good group of friends that you can get together with on a weekly basis, have parties, go to events, have dinner parties, be part of a book club, like it's going to miraculously happen for you. Now, of course, you're going to have to put some effort in, right? Like you might have to go to an event where you're able to meet new people, but then those people that you've always wanted to meet will actually be there, right? Like you can't just stay in your house, but I don't think that you're going to even want to. Like there's this sense of like you're going to be doing the things that you need to do, using technology and taking action on the opportunities around you. Whereas this person is going to be going into a void state, like not wanting to be around people, really in a deep depression is the sense that I get, which is necessary for them to up level. It's like they're going into the cocoon. 9999, lessons learned, culmination, results, benefits, reflection, completion. Take stock of your accomplishments and how you arrived at them. This is a reminder to maintain optimism and drive towards your goals. Maintain your momentum and know that the power of heaven has your back. You made it and the reward goes to you. Yeah, you are up leveling. You're moving towards your goals, and this person is going to find that their tricks, the things that always work for them, don't work anymore. And you have already learned the lesson. You haven't maybe received all the rewards yet, but this is really a karmic connection. But I mean, from my perspective, I see almost every connection we have as a karmic connection. And that doesn't mean negative. It's just a lesson to be learned. And 2020, compassion, mercy, diplomacy, potential, service, recovery, adaptability, renewal. It's a confirmation that your assumptions and beliefs are correct, but it's also an encouragement to use your talents and gifts because they will benefit the world and your pockets. Be of service to others. Your potential is enormous. Now, you don't have to forgive this person by letting them back into your life, but having compassion for how trapped they have made themselves because of their own self-limiting beliefs will liberate you. Because if you can give grace to them without giving them access to you, right? That's really up to you. That's about your boundaries and what you're willing and not willing to accept. But if you can find compassion for them and have faith that they can, or at least they have the potential to forgive themselves and grow and become a better person, you simultaneously will be giving yourself that grace as well. When you find compassion for others that have wronged you, you are finding compassion for the times in your life where you also wronged yourself, because we're not perfect. So try and embrace that. It doesn't mean you have to automatically be there. This doesn't seem like it would be something that's easy to come to, right? This is an encouragement for the future, but it will come to you. And there is some sort of shift that's going to be taking place with this person. I do think that this is likely someone that you're not going to be able to completely have out of your life. Like, it's a family member, it's your ex, and you share a child, or they're part of the same friend group as you, or it's your boss, but things are going to improve. And I keep being told the reward goes to you. So that concludes your reading pile number 3. I hope that this was helpful. I would love to know your thoughts on the reading if you feel like sharing in the comments below. If any of you are interested in having a reading done, you can go to my website, odessamall.com, and you can book a session with me there. I am sending you so much love. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Take care.